And we start with Mr. Halva. Given the academic standing of Native American students within TUSD, if you're elected, what will you do to improve it?
Time.
2 minutes. Thank you.
I believe it was my 4th year on the board. We were asked to make decisions on the Director of Native American Studies in TUSD. And I asked the question, were the tribes involved in this decision? Were the tribes asked to be a part of the process? And the answer was no. And so we did create memorandums of understanding with Pasquayaki, with Honorum, to ensure that those tribes and the communities are a part of decisions that will affect their children. We do not do a good job in general, and this is national, it's not just TUSD, in educating our minority children. There is a significant gap between Caucasian children and Latino and African American and Native American. We need to do a better job, and that's one of the reasons why I have continued to vote for directors in the position of ethnic studies, because I feel that the focus is vital. The focus is important, and we have a really motivated director of Native American Studies now who is working with the tribes and, as far as I know, getting communities together and helping us to make connections with the tribes to support the children. And the tribes actually have some resources available that we don't have in our district as far as dropout prevention coordinators to go out to those homes and find out why those children aren't in school. Those are things that we can't do, and we need to create better partnerships with our tribal communities in order to ensure that those children get the best possible education in our district.
Thank you. Ms. Williams.
I don't know that much about the studies. I do know that my great-grandmother was Sioux Indian. I do know that I've never taken a Indian Native American Studies course. I never even was approached for it until I went to community college and actually got recognized as a Sioux Indian teacher a number of years ago. That's where I get my big nose and my cheekbones, by the way, if you were wondering. We need to, in any of the ethnic studies, we need to support these students. These students, not only there, we have Somalian, we have a lot of new individuals from here, from other cultures, from other areas, that we really only focus on 1, 2, or 3 of them. Tucson has become a breeding ground or a place for people to come to. We have so many people here that we need to start looking at our ethnic studies in regards to as a support group. I agree, we need to have them go out and be able to make sure to retain these individuals. I don't have a problem with the ethnic studies side of this in regards to having them support the students and get these students motivated. A lot of the students want to deal with only their particular ethnic groups. They don't want to go outside that ethnic group. They want to stay within that because they feel that they have more bond with them. So I think having a great educator or director in regards to setting up these groups is a good thing.
Mr. Ortega?
Well, I want to applaud Ms. Grijalva's vote on the Ritchie Middle School. I think that was a great vote, and Mr. Stegman's vote on recognizing the partnership potential that was there. Unfortunately, we lost that one. And certainly those kind of decisions don't help when it comes to showing a commitment to the diversity of our community and quite frankly, just a bad, like a bad business move, really. I mean, when a tribe puts up money and says, hey, we're willing to really partner with you, and we're putting our money where our mouth is, why would we ignore that? I think that's important. Although where I may disagree with the majority, well, the entire board, is with the search of the superintendent. My understanding is that it wasn't as diverse as it should be. And that's what happens when you make hasty decisions. You have to be able to include everyone. You have to be able to include everyone. And so if you don't have, if you don't really nurture and support those kind of partnerships, we send, mixed messages out to the community. When it comes to, there's been so much talk about ethnic studies. And here's my position. Funding and support and duplication of successful programs is where it's at. If the numbers show, if the data shows that it works, support it. And that's why I continue to talk about opening minds through the arts. When you take the politics out, it makes absolute sense. It's not an issue. It's being politicized. The two superintendents the candidates who talked, recognize that as being politicized. The board has unanimously voted in support of ethnic studies. We just need to take the politics out and really recognize opportunities to celebrate the diversity. We're better than this. We're better than this.
Mr. Salinas.
Thank you. Well, I think that you have to first recognize that the curriculum at schools, say Hohokam and on some of the southwest side schools and schools on the east side are not the same. I mean, you may have a second grade class on the south side and the teacher is teaching a subject area in a different way, at a different level, sometimes even with different books than they may be at another school on the east side. So one of the things I think we have to make certain of is that the curriculum and the standard of teaching in each school is the same throughout the district. You don't have differences based on ethnicity, based on color, based on economic status. Everybody learns the same thing, operates from the same book, and is given the same rigorous education. You need to make certain that you've got all-day preschool, all-day kindergarten, and it's not just babysitting, but that it's education, that kids are schooled, are taught to read, that it's a rigorous standard that they have to meet in kindergarten, as they do in other countries. And I think most importantly, you have to have parent involvement. That means not just have the school open while the kids are being instructed, but you have to get out to the parents. You have to visit the parents. The teachers have to do it. The principal has to do it. The administrators have to do it. You have to involve the parents so the parents know what the kids ought to be learning and what they're doing, if they're there in school, if they're not, if they're failing, if they're not doing their homework. If you involve the parents and they know what they're supposed to do, I think you'll get a whole lot more out of them, and the kids will get a whole lot more out of them. So it's a combination. And it's not just something that we do on the south or the west side, it's something we do at every school. We do it a whole lot better on the east side where there's more affluent parents because it's easier, because the kids have a better background. So we just have to do it better where the backgrounds are different.
Thank you.